y'all, it's Crafty Hope here, and welcome to part 8 of my chain link earring series where I am sharing different ways to use large chain links or large links of metal chain to make some earrings. So the materials I'm using this one are a large oval chain link, an ear wire, and some 26 gauge silver colored wire. I'm going to show you all that. It's just on this little spool here. I'm also using a mix of colorful seed beads. So I'm going to show you, I've just got them spread out on my bead mat, and I've got some extra in this bag here. And those are just kind of like a frosted glass seed bead that I've had forever. They are not consistently sized. They are kind of just like a cheaper mix of beads. To start this, I'm taking my length of wire and putting it across the middle of that oval chain link, leaving a tail, and then I'm taking that tail and wrapping it around the chain link. Now, I think I'm wrapping that above where that line of chain is to secure it. Now, y'all, a couple times here, I'm going to put what I'm doing over off to the side because I had another camera. I actually had my phone over there to try to record a different angle for the video. It did not work, so y'all won't be seeing that. So anyway, once I get that wrapped, I'm trimming off the excess with my flush cutters, and then I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and just flatten any little bit that's sticking up there down. And then I'm going to check all of that. And then come back. I don't know what I had to do there. I had to stop the camera for a minute or something. And I think those are the only two tools I actually use are those flush cutters and the chain nose pliers. All right, so I'm going to stretch out my wire, and y'all, I have far too much wire there. I've probably got 18 inches or so. It's way more than I need, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. Though this is a technique that if you didn't have enough, you could easily piece it all together. So I'm taking the end of my wire and picking up some beads. This is a painstaking process. I should have probably sped this up a little, but I think it's 9 or 10 beads, somewhere in there. Maybe 11, but because those beads are not consistent in size, each of those earrings has a different number of beads on it. So I just put enough beads that will fit inside of the frame of that chain link. And I'm testing it against the other one to see, kind of was testing the height there. Since I already had one made, I wanted to make sure that I kind of started it in the same place. And if it had been the first one, that would not have been a problem. Now, since I started that wrap with above that main wire, I'm going to do this next wrap above that main wire as well. So, and I'm doing 2 wraps there. Let's see how many we do. So yeah, I'm doing 2 and then 3 and pulling them tight. And then I'm going to pull my wire. I'm going to make sure it's straight. And pull my wire down over in front of the wire and then put it through my chain link and then wrap it around the front of the chain link and through and pull it tight. Now this just helps me get the wire going back in the direction. I like that the beads are strong, I guess, on the top front of the chain link. I like them to all kind of run in the same direction. There are many ways to do this technique of making earrings within a loop or a ring or a link, and this is just one of the ways I do it. So I'm stringing on some more beads, again, just enough to fit inside that frame. And we're going to basically repeat this process again and again until I fill up the frame. So I'm going to let y'all see this a couple more times. I've loaded up my beads on my wire, and I'm trying to decide how many if I have enough on there, if they fit. And then I am inserting between those two lines of wire, or, beaded wire, because again, the wrap before was above, so we're going above. So I've got one wrap, and then I'm coming back, and we're going to do a second one. And I think for these others, that first one, I think I did 3, but the rest of them, I think I do 2. So I'm pulling that down in front of the wire, and I'm going to insert that into the whole thing into the chain link, trying to keep that wire from twisting, because I had so much wire, it keeps wanting to twist. And so now that wire's on the back, and I'm going to wrap it around one time to make sure it's all running the right way. And then I pull it up and over into the front. Again, I like when the beads are on the front of the links. So now it's running across the front, and I'm going to load up that wire again. And I'm going to repeat this several times. So I'm going to show y'all one more time what I'm doing. I am loading this up. And again, some of them required 8 beads on this third layer. Some of them were 7. Anyway, it was just enough to fill it. I was not trying to be consistent in the number of beads because the beads themselves are inconsistent in size. So I put about how many I thought were in there. I'm going to look at it, decide if that's enough, and then take the end of my wire, put it between that wire and the one above it, wrapping it around, pulling it tight. And then I'm going to do it again between. And pulling it tight. And then I'm going to pull it in front, over the top of it in front, and then insert from the front to the back. Again, untwisting the wire. I don't want those kinks or anything like that with this wire. And then I'm going to pull it up and around and insert from the front to the back and pull it tight. Oop. And then I'm going to pull that up and around to the front and across. And then I'm going to just repeat again, load up my beads, wrap up between the links, pull that wire down over the front, and then wrap it one time around from the front and get those beads over the top, over and over until I fill this up. So I'm going to skip ahead here in just a second. Let's see. I know I've got this transition coming up right about here. We go. All right, so this is my last line, and I think it's just 3 beads. I'm going to load onto here. 1, 2, and 3, and y'all see I still have plenty of wire there, so it'll get used in some other project. I try not to waste, so if I have excess, that's fine. I'll find something else to do with it. All right, so I'm putting those 3 into there in that little space at the bottom, and I'm going to go between that line and the one above it and wrap 1, and then 2, and I think I might do 1 more since this is the last one. Well, we're going to see. This is an adventure together, trying to keep it all straight and especially tight since it is right here at the end. So I'm trying to make sure everything is squished into place, everything's tight. Nope, I just did those 2 wraps. I am going to use my flush cutters and trim that wire. Use my chain nose pliers to kind of push it down, make sure it's not going to poke up and hurt anybody. And once I am sure that is right in place and I mess around with the wires just a little bit more, I'm going to take that ear wire. Look at me. I will fiddle with these forever. And y'all, even in the pictures I'm going to show you at the end, the wires are not exactly where I want them. And I should have played with them some more. So yeah, I was really trying hard to get that end of that wire tucked. All right, so now here's my ear wire. It's got a loop on it. I'm going to twist it open with my chain nose pliers, slip it on there, and close it. And that is done once I get it open wide enough. All right, I'm going to show y'all some pictures of these finished earrings. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask below in the comments. And what else? Check out the playlist of all the other earrings I've made in this series if you haven't seen them yet. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Keep on crafting on. Bye.